Today, Derek and I are breaking down the 2021 Clemson recruiting class. We're going to be going through each member of this class, breaking down our thoughts as fans of Clemson football on how we feel like these players are going to fit in to the Clemson culture and the Clemson program moving into next season. Again, we're just two Clemson grads that love nothing more to talk a little bit more about Clemson football. So stay tuned, stick with us, help us out, like and subscribe as we break down the Clemson 2021 recruiting class.
Maybe the most dynamic and interesting recruit that we have on the roster or from this 19 commitments. It's number 18, Barrett Carter, second to last recruit that we're going to talk about. He's from Suwanee, Georgia. It's close to Clemson. It's north of Atlanta. He's a five-star outside linebacker. He's the number 2 outside linebacker, number 3 player from the state of Georgia, number 32 overall player in the country. He's 6'1", already 220 pounds. He's not an early enrollee, which is a little disappointing. But what is your one word for Mr. Barrett Carter?
Before I get into my one word, I want to say here's another kid with 4.5 speed. I mean, these are some fast athletes that we're bringing in. And my one word for Barrett Carter is three's company. And I say three's company because this kid, even though he's listed as an outside linebacker, I see him playing linebacker, I see him playing safety, and I see him playing cornerback. Three's company. I see him playing all positions on the defensive side in terms of coverage because he is great at pursuit tackling. He's going to be a rover. He's going to be. I don't know that he's going to be all the way to Isaiah Simmons level, but he's going to be a rover. I think he's a dynamic player, and I am super excited for him to join our squad. What are you thinking? What's your one word?
Three's company. I like that. Mine's the Jeffersons. Because we're talking about their theme song, like moving on up to the east side. I'm not going to sing. I'm just not going to do that. But like moving on up, like that's what Clemson did here. And that's what the defense did. We're moving on up. Like having someone like that as the rover type position. Listen to Dabo Swinney talk about this guy. Watch his tape and everything like that. But watch Dabo Swinney's face when he's talking about Barrett Carter. Because you know him and Brent Venables are just geeking out over what they can do with this guy. Get him into the system. Use him like in a niche specialized role the first year. We are not going to see his true potential first year. But get him into the system, get him to learn and understand. That way, by the second year, he's good to go and be unleashed into whatever role it's going to be. And remember, Isaiah Simmons is talked about quite a bit. He was a great get at the very end of a recruiting cycle, but he came in as a 3 or 4-star guy. I don't really remember. He had room to grow. He had great speed, but he had to learn and find his way. Dabo Swinney's saying that this guy's way ahead of this. This is a 5-star who's already athletic. He's not as tall as Isaiah Simmons is, but he's just super athletic, has great speed. So give him some time in the scheme. If you're a rover, that's a very difficult position. You have to understand a lot of different components of coverage and how the defense works to be in that position. So I expect something niche first to do one specific thing, whether it's attack the quarterback or follow the running back out of the backfield, and then to be a little more complicated by the time I get to his sophomore year.
I mean, you talk about Dabo and Brent geeking out over a player like this, and I can only imagine Brent Venables geeking out over Barrett Carter because Brent Venables loves defense, he loves scheming, he loves coming up with plays, and he loves playmakers. And Barrett Carter's a playmaker, and Brent's going to be able to use him in so many different ways that it just makes Brent excited for the game. I feel like this is what gets Brent up on the weekends and the weekdays, day in and day out, is players like this that he can create an entire defense around and know that they're going to be a weapon on the defense. You're right. He's not going to be a day one Isaiah Simmons. He's just not. It's not going to work out that way, but he's a 5-star recruit. He's going to start at something like outside linebacker, maybe a blitzer, maybe covering the running backs, but he's going to morph into this rover by his junior and senior year. And it's going to be an exciting journey to watch from a fan side of things.
Yeah, and if you're looking at what this guy's potential is, Isaiah Simmons went, top 10. This guy could be a first-round pick. There's just too much athleticism. He does too much, and especially if you're looking at like what tight ends are starting to do in the NFL and like how difficult it is to cover these running backs coming out of the backfield. all these linebackers are hybrid linebackers now. You have to have fantastic speed. You got to be physical. You have to be aggressive. You have to play a whole bunch of different positions. Barrett Carter is that. He'll come in so much athleticism. I'm excited to see what he ends up becoming. But my expectations are dulled down from the beginning, especially compared to like a Jeremiah Trotter Jr., who I think has a more defined role coming in. Barrett Carter they'll create a role for him and kind of go from there.
Yeah, and I think, we talk about we only have the one recruit from Irmo, South Carolina, for the only South Carolina recruit. Sewanee, Georgia, like you said, is close to Clemson, and Barrett Carter has that connection with Clemson, and it's close to Clemson in that sense that it's another good recruit to pull from a player that is close in location to Clemson. Excited to continue to be able to build the program with local players. That's our breakdown. If you enjoy our content, help us out, like, subscribe to our channel, add a comment below. We'll be breaking down every single 2020 recruit from the 2021 Clemson class in the near future, so check out the Tiger Football Talk YouTube channel and go Tigers.